What's up YouTube? It's your boy Sax and I'm back with another video for you guys today, and welcome to another episode of Form and Analysis. Form and Analysis, we take the structure of music and how it's built, i.e. like a rondo, and figure out what is a rondo form, ABA, etc, etc. In this series, I want to take gaming conferences or gaming reveals or various other big gaming events and try to break down the structure of them and what I think about them. And today we're going to talk about the Zombi gameplay reveals, or both of them from the last few days or week, I guess. So for those of you guys that don't know, Zombi is the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One port of Wii U's launch title ZombiU by Ubisoft. The game was a game that was a Wii U launch title, and you served as a survivor of a zombie outbreak in London, and you were trying to escape the city with the help of a random guy that he goes by a specific name that I can't think of right now. And it was a survival horror game. The game had some very quirky gameplay mechanics, and it was asymmetrical, and it was a very unique experience, and it was one of the few that utilized the Wii U's gamepad and still does to this day. It was criticized for being one-dimensional in forms of its weapons, especially in melee combat, and its overall difficulty, claiming that the game was very hard, even though they scaled the difficulty down from the beginning of when they first talked about the game. And it's ironic that people complain about the game being hard or quote-unquote unnecessarily hard, with artificial difficulty, when there are games like Dark Souls and Bloodborne that prey on the very same mechanics of artificial difficulty. But I'll digress. Anyway, the game was released as one Wii U as a launch title, and overall it didn't sell well. I think maybe it sold 1 million to date, if that, which I think is pretty good for the Wii U, but of course, for general console sales, most people regard 1 million as a failure, but I don't understand that, but that's not important. So as a result, they decided to port the game to the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. And looking at the gameplay trailers and the side-by-side comparisons, I am disappointed at the game. First off, just looking at graphics, the game is not that graphically different from the Wii U version. And that is surprising considering, the PlayStation 4 has all this extra power and all this extra, stuff they can use, and they didn't utilize it. So it's a cheap port, for one. What do we have? Just looking at it, they've added maybe a few particle effects. You've seen some of the facial textures of the zombies look better. Some of the lighting is a little better. So they fixed clipping issues. I remember there's a part where there was a bucket, and the bucket would clip in the Wii U version, but on the PS4 version it didn't. That's good. They also, they have some graphically better parts. They added some more blood stains. I don't really know why that's important. I assume that the game runs at a better frame rate. I couldn't really tell. But there are parts that still look the same, and in some parts the Wii U version is better. Like, there was a really big difference in this one part where you kill the first zombie with the cricket bat after you get it, and you look up at the top of the wall and you see tiles on the Wii U version, and on the PlayStation 4 version there's nothing. I'm like, what is it? There are tiles. The tiles have shading and lighting on it. On the PlayStation 4 version there's nothing there. What are you doing, Ubisoft? How are you going to take one part that looks amazing on the Wii U and this weak hardware and not even added on the PlayStation 4 and this awesome hardware? I was blown. Also, I guess in terms of making the game look better, they took away the dirty lens effect from the PlayStation 4 version, which took away from the atmosphere of the game to me. The one thing that made the game was the atmosphere, and this dirty lens effect made the atmosphere much more scary and spookier, because it kind of was clouded and you could see things well, but it was still a bit harder to see. And in the PlayStation 4 version, that effect is gone, so it's just okay, it's not scary anymore. Also, with all the asymmetrical gameplay experiences taken out, I don't see the game being as effective overall compared to the PlayStation, the Wii U version, I'm sorry. Because the gamepad kind of made it. The fact that you had to look down at the gamepad or move the gamepad up and around and look at the screen while the TV screen might show something different, which means you had to focus on both screens, and that portrayed to the horror effect of the game. and that is not in the PlayStation 4 version at all. And it just doesn't look like it's going to be effective. And then the most disappointing thing they took out was the multiplayer. Although the multiplayer was local, the multiplayer was by far the best thing of the game. For those of you who don't have friends in your area, ZombiU's multiplayer played to the asymmetrical gameplay action with like this King of the Zombie mode, where one person would be on the gamepad and you could plant zombies, kind of like a real-time strategy, and the other guy would be on the TV and you're playing the game, you're trying to kill the zombies, you're trying to survive as long as you can. That gameplay aspect was really cool and it was really fun, and I remember even playing it recently as a few weeks ago with my brother. Maybe not a few weeks ago, maybe a month or two ago. But it was a really unique gameplay experience, and I think that they shouldn't have took it out. They could have added multiplayer online, which is what the Wii U version was missing. I'm really upset. I don't even think the game is worth the money anymore. So hopefully you PlayStation 4 and Xbox One guys that decide to pick up the game, even though you bashed in the Wii U, don't have to pay $60 for it. But if you do, I don't know. Anyway, tell me what you think. PlayStation 4 and Xbox One fans, are you buying the game? How do you feel about the game? Wii U version people, did you play the original Wii U version? How do you feel about the port? Let me know in the comment section below. Your boy Sax is out. Peace.